committee decide which option we want to use, but let's put a price on it and say,
Sure.
not to exceed,
Well,
you know,
don't exceed this
$7,000
amount.
or whatever. Because this is $6,000 a year plus report costs.
Well,
No,
the report costs, yeah, it's 100 or disregard, or did they throw it in for
Well,
either way, it's a small enough amount.
it says on here $250 for a custom report. On the first one, on the bottom one, it doesn't say that at all, so I'm not sure which is which.
So-
But I don't care. I'll make a motion that we can do this, let the committee make the decision.
Not to
which
exceed $6,000.
To exceed, I'll say $7,000, just to make sure that maybe the Metro, this thing is more expensive, but better, I don't know.
And I just want everyone to understand, I just, MetroQuest out there, MetroQuest is not what I'm suggesting, I'm not advocating for MetroQuest, but just an example.
Right, but I don't wanna, I also don't wanna tie the committee's hands, if there's some other program out there that's
I
better,
totally agree with you.
then I mean, if it's $8,000, but it's 3 times better, it's, maybe it's
I'll
what
get a
it
hold
should
of
be.
everybody that goes back 8, but I think 7's reasonable.
Okay.
Can I just clarify though what my comment was? So my comment is only that we haven't demoed any product at all. So we're making a blind purchase of a software product based upon a recommendation of a third party who just happened to mention to us, well, this is a good product, we've used this. We have done no due diligence, we have not demoed this product, and we are buying it, or we're at least talking about buying it. That is, in my view, not prudent. So it seems to me that we should be demoing this product, we should be demoing, or at least looking into other similar products, and making a determination which one is the best for our village. We haven't done that, so that's all I'm saying. I agree we need it, I want to advance community participation, absolutely.
Chris?
I've got kind of 2 issues in mind. The first is when we were doing the village hall and we were asking for resident input, didn't we have focus groups and things like that? Because I don't remember that we did, you know, this kind of, survey work. And I'm trying to pay attention to trustee Chamberlain's let's get moving, it's been long enough kind of thing. But on the other hand, I'm listening to trustee Haber, he's got a great point. I think we need that kind of a program for future use, not just the campus, but for future use. So can't we have some parallel stuff going on here? I mean, can we start getting focus groups together or something, whatever it was that we did with Village Hall, and then we had the meetings and stuff, just to get it moving forward, and at the same time start looking into the Metro.
Village Hall was
Data and
done
stuff.
by interviewing staff and going through talking to staff, trustees, et cetera, as to the functions of the building. And that basically was designed off of that. So we didn't really go public until we pretty much had it done, and we could talk about the
Well, I
process.
thought we pretty much had a couple of good plans for the campus.
But we keep those around, but this is a little bit different, and so it's more, we want to make sure the public is, because this is a lot more of an optional type of thing.
Sure. No, in that,
I think that trustee Jamerson's motion, which I didn't hear if it was seconded or not, would allow us to go forward and try to both do the due diligence that,
I'll second the motion, because I think we need
Because
to.
I think we need it.
let's just try to do
But
one.
I'm trying to satisfy both. In other words, I think we need that data collection stuff in the future, but moving this forward now is entirely.
Mike has raised very good points, and I think that that's what the committee will look at and try to ensure that we are getting the best product. But I doubt if we're going to want to spend a whole lot more than this anyway, so I think the motion gives us the flexibility to probably move forward while still investigating to make sure we're getting the correct product.
Well, and to trustee Shaver's concern, I get it. I mean, we're in the process of looking at software for a company, and we're going to do a webinar where they actually walk us through the software. We're not doing a trial of software because that's just not practical. But maybe the committee could look at doing a online demo of the software to see what it can and can't do. I mean, it's going to be what they want you to see, but it's going to be better than nothing.
That,
So maybe that's
just for the record, that's what I did, it was only me, and I would rather have the rest of the committee see it as well.
me too.
I really agree. So, okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? I think we probably don't need it. Roll call, please.
Trustee Jamerson.
Aye.
Trustee Hollander.
Aye.
Trustee Haber. Trustee Goldstein. Trustee Ford.
Aye.
Trustee Chamberlain.
All right, thank you. Moving on then to committee reports, trustee Haber,
I don't have anything.
trustee Chamberlain.
Actually, I'll save the social media part till I have more, but I've been working on that. So I talked before about the Village Stewards Program as a means of educating our residents and getting basically people from different areas of the village acting and educating them and hoping them that they take that education out into their neighborhoods. And I'm thinking that this can also be used for other information as well. And so I'm in the process now of trying to identify people who might want to volunteer and from the different geographic areas of our village. And then when I have a real clear idea of exactly how we're going to set this up, I'll let you know. The wine and cheese. I talked with one of the trustees at Bannockburn about how they went about doing theirs. And I talked to several other people. And I asked each of them if we had some sort of a program where people made a presentation, would anybody come? And they all said no. Everyone that I talked with said that they really would see it more as a social event. And we could have information available for people, and of course we could personally talk face-to-face with people about things going on in the village. But I'm really seeing it more as a social networking opportunity. And I would like to go forward with a little more organization on that basis, unless somebody's really opposed to
I
that.
think it's a fine idea, Chris.
No, we used to have some big arts for everyone's dinner. And, every time there was an arts for everyone's walk, we had a dinner and dancing and all kinds of stuff. It seems like it might be along those lines. You might want to pick a date, village founding day or something like that. I mean, it would be a reason for celebration and a good basis.
If all it does is get a few of the more of the residents here and talking to the residents, I think it's a good thing. So thank you for your work on that. Anything else?
No, sorry.
All right, trustee Jamerson.
Village building report is in the packet. Just notable items. We're about $3 million ahead of construction value this year from last year, but we're about 50% larger in permit fees collected. So, and like John said earlier, or during our earlier meeting, that's due to most of the commercial construction at Discover. So, and theoretically, that's going to continue on through part of next year anyways. But that's where it is. Any questions, give me on, or talk to Rob or Mike.
Trustee Ford.
NSSRA is working on developing a new capital acquisition plan after Northbrook Park District backed out. So as soon as we have more information for you, we'll certainly bring it to the board.
Trustee Goldstein.
Yeah, just one suggestion that came through trustee Hollander is potentially on our website, we may want to consider like a suggestion box. Of course, it would have to be managed by somebody to receive these complaints or messages. So it's something to consider.
Complaints. I thought it was just to tell me how good we were. Okay, trustee Hollander.
Trustee Jamerson and I met with Tom Flanagan last week, and I thought it was a positive meeting. There are just 7 items that I thought I'd bring to the board's attention that either might clarify prior impressions or new information. The first is they are doing a geoengineering survey of the 37 acres to determine what can actually be built there. They've had the same questions that we've had, as well as their own developers that they brought before us. If that engineering survey is positive, whatever that means, they are then going out for a national search for a developer to come in to develop that property. They gave as the only reason they might go to Buffalo Grove to annex it versus Riverwoods, and what they thought was a difficult process when they came before us before with a couple of their developers, were two items. One, there was some question about the bandwidth that we had as a village compared to Buffalo Grove and being able to expedite whatever they needed. We assured them that we will be able to provide whatever they needed in a timely way. And their second point I thought was well taken, and that is that there was significant pushback as far as the number of units that we thought we could allow on that property. The number of units was, let's say, less than 300. And they thought that they would need more to make it profitable. And that they thought that we were stuck in that number. I am not sure that we've come with anything firm, except that with the addition of Woodman's and the intersection being changed, my guess, it's just my guess, is that we think of that area as more being outside the village proper, since we've been thinking about putting in another gas station and it was already decided not to be put in on the corner, that the thinking has evolved and that we might allow a larger number of units if we had a reason to. They also talked to them about facilitating entry into their property. And when you go southbound on Milwaukee and you come to Deerfield Road, they have no way of coming into the property when you're traveling southbound. However, as the chief has said, and as some of us may know, you can make a U-turn there, but no one's going to know that unless they're familiar with the law. And they're certainly going to be inhibited because of the number of lanes. After checking with Pat Glenn, our engineer, who checked with the county, who then I guess is going to verify with the state, they are, seems to be positively disposed to putting a sign in saying U-turn permitted, which would then allow people to come around and enter the development going south on Milwaukee, which I think is a big deal if that happens. The only, yes, the only thing that has to be done is to fiddle with the right turn signal going west on Deerfield so the two cars don't hit each other. Someone's making a U-turn and someone's making a right turn. Anyway, so I thought that was, and he was very appreciative of that. They have spoken to some tenants, a couple of which you mentioned are significant, and we would all know who they are, but there is some reluctance because of the access right now. If that can get straightened out, I don't know whether or not they'll be able to complete the leases. And we asked them about the access road that the village was considering, and it was just in the planning stages, depending on what happens with the RFP on the Federal Life and the commercial properties, how that goes. If he thought an access route coming from the east off of Deerfield, going through the Federal Life property and entering their area on the east side would be helpful, he did not. He felt that that would be a minimal increase in people coming in. I don't know what it will show. My guess is that if that becomes a single development, that becomes an important road. If nothing happens, he's probably correct. But I did think it opened up a further area of contact with them for the future.
Well, I would like to say on behalf of, I think, everyone here, thank you for the time both of you took. Because it sounds like you're bridging some gaps that for whatever reason have occurred over the years, and if we're talking with them, and hopefully we can all work with them, because we do want them to be successful and generate lots of cash flow. Obviously, and I just went through shops, Colonial Court yesterday, and if they have 50% occupancy, they're hiding somewhere. Because it's basically the florist shop, and I'm not sure if it's the subway. So certainly anything would be to help with these, but
Well, and one of his comments to us was that, you know, the greatest issue prospective tenants had was access and visibility, which we all know. But we did mention to him that we're also working on trying to get full access at the north end of the shopping center, which he didn't know we were even thinking about, which was nice. I mean, it was good communication. I think we had good communication with him. I think, you know, we gave him a couple of ideas just off the top of our heads that might prove to be beneficial to him and to the village as well. So we'll see how it goes going forward, but I agree with him. I think we had a good meeting, so.
well, I can't imagine it hurting you anyway, so we appreciate it. And if you can open something up, that'd be great. Anybody have anything to do with the order? Hearing none, then we need to go into executive session for discussion of personnel.
Compensation of a specific individual under Section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act.
Do I have a motion to go into executive session for discussion of compensation of a particular person?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Jamerson.
Aye.
Trustee Hollander.
Aye.
Trustee Haber. Trustee Goldstein. Trustee Ford.
Aye.
Trustee Chamberlain.
We're going to executive session. Open session is recessed.